There are reasons to be concerned about the economy, particularly when it comes to the profession of dentistry. Now, you might think that everything's looking good for the economy, but here's a not so fun fact. On average, economic recessions in the U.S. happen about every 5 years. And in fact, we've had 33 such recessions in the last 150 years. Now, we're 8 years out of the Great Recession, meaning that we're overdue for another downturn. After the break, I'll tell you what's coming and what you need to do to ensure your practice survives. Thanks for watching the Patient Attraction Podcast. I'm Colin Receiver, CEO of SmartBox. Now, as you know, it's not news that economies run in these cycles of expansion and contraction, or what's more commonly known as boom and bust cycles. Now, we've been in a somewhat subdued expansion since the Great Recession of 2008. Now, that's 8 years, and the largest economic expansion on record is a decade. We're already in the third or fourth longest expansion in the last century and a half. And it's not a question of whether we'll have another recession, but when. Now, the smart money says it'll be soon, and dentists have to be prepared. The Great Recession did a number on dentist incomes, and many baby boomer dentists who had planned to retire found that they had to defer that retirement to make it up in the long run. They wound up working much longer than they had intended, while their practices regained that lost value, or they gained back that lost value in their 401k. Most dental practices have barely recovered to pre-2009 income levels. Consumer spending on dentistry was flat for well over a decade and has only begun to show signs of increasing slightly. Now, in other words, most dental practices aren't in a great place to survive another setback. Now, when a recession happens or even threatens, people tend to cut back on the non-vital, the discretionary income, and they hoard their money. Now, you might disagree that dental services aren't vital, but that's not necessarily how your patients and your prospects see it. Food on the table, car payments, keeping the lights on are obviously more important than getting their teeth fixed. So at some point, your revenue streams are going to take a hit from people deferring that elective or even necessary dental care. Now, economic uncertainty isn't the only danger that your practice is facing. There are 3 other forces in play that threaten your livelihood. Now, you're almost certainly aware of them because you deal with them every day, and they're practically impossible to not see. They are corporate dentistry, new dental school grads, and declining insurance reimbursements. And almost all dental practices are already facing one or more of these challenges. Now, many practices find it hard to cope with number 1, much less all 4. Now, I've called these forces together with economic uncertainty the 4 horsemen of dentistry. And the effect of each force reinforces and multiplies. It's like compound interest. Corporate dentistry undercuts you on the price and availability, damaging your new patient stream and your income. New dental school graduates are fueling that corporate dentistry's machine, the expansion. And when those grads have paid off their dental school debt, they're probably going to join existing practices or open their own practices. Now, crappy insurance reimbursements are squeezing your margins tighter. And of course, another economic downturn is going to trigger what will send all these forces into overdrive. As you might recall, the 4 horsemen usher in the apocalypse. But there's something that you can do to prepare your dental practice for the coming dental Armageddon. I've called it my new book, The 4 Horsemen of Dentistry: Survival Strategies for the Private Dental Practice Under Siege. Now, it not only gives you an in-depth analysis of the forces you're facing, but also a roadmap through the unknown, a recession-proof plan to secure your practice's future. It's yours for just $2. No, seriously, listen. $2 for the book. I will ship it to you for free. Visit practiceundersiege.com and grab a copy. I've got a limited number of books that I'm giving away for just $2 with free shipping. This storm coming is like nothing you've ever seen. But with my plan in the book, you can not only survive this dental apocalypse, you can survive, you can thrive. Join me for our next podcast. Until then, keep moving forward.